These phones, pretty expensive. The best way to get a good deal on a brand new phone, whether it's a Samsung, a Pixel, a OnePlus device, even an iPhone, is take advantage of the trade-in deals, whether it's through a carrier or through the manufacturer. However, when you trade in your device, you want to make sure you are covered. About 2 years ago, I believe it was with the Pixel 8 series, I had a previous Pixel 7 flagship to trade in. We went through the whole process, got the new Pixel, got a few Pixels, and went through my normal trade-in process right up until the deadline a day or two before. Package everything up, you send it in. Wait a few days, I think a week went by. Normally I'll get either a text message or an email saying, hey, we got your trade-in, we're going to evaluate it. If it checks out, we will credit you the value. This time, nothing. A week went by and we got a weird notification saying we have still yet to receive your trade-in. Now, I knew I sent it, so I contacted the representative and told them I had sent it in. And they said, well, we have not received it. And I said, I've got proof. So this is what you are gonna want to do, no matter any carrier, any manufacturer, you're always gonna want to record the entire process on video. Record from the time you factory reset it, record removing your accounts, record the removing of the screen lock, show the front, show the back, show the cameras, because remember, they want to make sure you want to make sure they get your device in great shape, right? The last thing you want is when you send it in to say, oh, we received it, but it's got a cracked screen. Like, what? It didn't have a cracked screen. Or they say they didn't even receive it at all, like in my case. Now, in my case, I called the carrier. There was a couple of phone calls in between. And I remember them asking, well, can you send the recording to us? And I said, well, sure. So after you record, again, you want to record everything from the process, showing the device free of cracks, showing you removed your accounts, because they can also dock you if you send it in and you did not remove your accounts. You want to show it factory reset. You want to record putting it in the box. You want to record the label. Make sure you get a nice still footage of the label so you can easily read it. They can actually pause it, scan the QR code if they need to. And then you can stop the video after you tape it up and show you've placed it in the box, put the label, taped it up. You can stop the recording. Now, this is key. You're going to want to record yourself handing it in, whether it's to FedEx or to UPS. And you don't have to stick your phone in their face and all this stuff, right? But you want to have it down by your side, physically, kind of show handing it to them handing you the receipt. And then as you walk out, whether you get outside in the parking lot, get to your car, make sure you film the receipt saying that's your proof that you sent it in. And I did everything on my end of the bargain, on my end of the terms. Now it's in your hands. So if the carrier lose it, if UPS, FedEx lose it, if it gets stolen in the process, if it doesn't make it, or they say it has a cracked screen when it doesn't, or they say you didn't factory reset when you know you did, this will cover you, because I remember sending Google a link. So after you record, now there's going to be a stop in recording from when you record the whole process to when you record handing it in. You're going to need to use CapCut. If you have a Samsung Galaxy, you can go into the gallery and then the studio and then just pair those two videos of you recording it and then the video of you handing it in and then showing the receipt with the tracking number on it. You can match up those two videos into one video. And then what you're going to want to do is upload that video to a cloud storage. Google Drive, probably the simplest and easiest idea and or bet for you, because when they asked me for proof, I sent them a link. Now you have to go into the settings and make that video accessible for everyone, whoever you send the link to. So I sent them the link. A couple days passed, I never heard anything, and I was gonna follow up, but I was gonna let it go through the process. I think a few days passed, and then they sent me an email saying we received your, it was just a generic email. So when I checked the tracking number, it still said not delivered. It still says processing, right? So I know they didn't get the trade-in. However, the proof that I provided them, the link that the representative viewed and assuming downloaded or passed on to upper management, was my proof that I did everything on my end. I was not charged for the device and everything went through as normal. Now, if I did not record the process, I would have been docked. I don't know. I think they were giving me $500-600 for the previous year's flagship. That I would have to pay for that, and you're essentially shit out of luck. So this is something. Look, you got to box it up. You got to send it in anyways. Why not just record it, right? And I know it's hard to sit there and record and box it up. But here's another trick: if you have a kitchen counter, table, lay your phone, record, and then lay your phone on the edge of the table like this, where the camera is hanging off the side of the table, and then you just box it up below. You don't have to have all these tripods and all this recording stuff like I do. Just stick it at the end of a table where the camera can view what you're doing, and, you know, peek up there and make sure you're getting everything in view, and just box it up down below. And then when you go in to trade it in, you know, just hold the phone next to your side and trade it in, show the receipt. I do this with every single trade-in. I do a lot of trades in. Not every device I buy has a trade-in, but when I buy my phones, when Pixels get launched, we always buy a few Pixels, and now we're always buying a few Galaxies. So I do this on every single Pixel purchase, Galaxy purchase, and I've done OnePlus. It just comes in really handy. And again, if I added up all the trade-ins that I've ever done in my life, it's probably, I don't know, 100, right? Maybe less, 80. And I've only had to use it once, but boy, does it come in handy. And like I said before, you got to box it anyways, so why not record it, right? You got to go trade it into the UPS store or FedEx drop-off. Why not record it, right? Just that little extra step can save you, well, essentially $900, because Samsung is giving $900 trade-in value for these S25 Ultras for the S26 Ultra. It's you don't want to get docked $900. That would suck. So I urge everybody to take this step and show as much information as possible. The more information you show, the better, because the last thing you want to do, yeah, you show yourself boxing it up, but you don't show the label on there with the tracking number. Well, they issued that label, like Samsung issued my trade-in label, so they know what the tracking number is. They can come back and say, well, we don't know if that was the actual device you were trading in. You're like, well, yeah, it was. Well, how did they know? You did not show proof. You did not show the label. You did not show the tracking number on the label. And I'm talking about one of these, right? I'm not going to show. I'm talking about one of these, right? Label here. You want to show everything. You want to show the IMEI number of the phone you're trading in. Again, cameras, make sure they're not cracked front, back, show that it turns on, show that the touchscreen works. Again, record going through, removing your screen lock, show removing your accounts, show factory resetting it, show your IMEI, putting it in the box, show the label, show taping it up, all right? You want to do all of that. The more the better. Again, if you're missing one little detail, you didn't show the label, well, they can come back and say, sorry, we didn't get it. We don't know if that was actually what you were sending us, right? So you just want to protect. Now, most of them, I've heard, you hear horror stories every once in a while. If you get on Reddit, they're all over the place on Reddit. You would think, oh my God, this trade-in thing is a total fiasco. It's a total scam. And I'm sure somebody watching this might have got once or twice, but all it takes is one time to make sure that never happens again. And ever since that time when I was trading in to get the new Pixel. Ever since then, I've been spot on. I don't miss a trade-in. I'm about to record. I'm about to do it right now. I got these phones I'm trading in, and it's time to record. So if you got any questions whatsoever, if you need some advice, hit me up in the comments. I check them every day, but you're definitely going to want to record your trade-in. Peace.